What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sirr Love from Phase 6. Here's another snippet from Chasing Greatness. Let's move on to what's next. Let's see what's next. I messed up because I reached out to, at the beginning, I said I had two Alexes reaching out to me. So let me reach out to the other Alex, right? And let's just stay on the Alex vibe right now. Let's see what the Alexes are talking about. So that was Rivera. And the other one is this brother right here. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Alex?
Yes, sir. Speaking.
What's going on? It's Alex Samuel, right?
Yes, sir, man. How you doing?
I am good, my guy. I appreciate you for reaching out on the line there, my man.
Of course, man. You know, I feel pretty strongly about this topic just because I got a lot of friends and buddies that are, personally involved.
I get it. No, I get it. This is an interesting topic, and I had this whole introduction for you, and then I realized I had two Alexes that I was calling tonight. I called the other Alex, and I'm like, yeah, I know we're getting ready to have a whole debate. And he said, what? And I'm like, yeah, you're ready to talk about this, that, and the third. And I already know your energy. I saw your message, and he's going, I don't know if that's me, man. And then I realized you're a whole different Alex, man. So note to self, as I continue doing podcasts in the future, make sure I read the last names. But but you're in VA, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
correct.
got it. I was telling my guy, I'm like, yeah, you're in VA. He's like, no, man, I'm in Orlando. I'm like, no, man, you're in VA. That's crazy. All right, so let's jump into it. So let's get back to the topic at hand, right? So I reached out, did a blast to the community to say, hey, we're having these sessions for the podcast, and you didn't even respond with a question. You responded with an emotion, with a feeling, in reference to how 360 deals. As a matter of fact, let me read it because I don't think anything is better than how you just honestly said it. You said the music industry is a scheme, bro. It's modern day slavery. They're abusing young kids who trying to live their dream and robbing them because they don't know any better, bro. And I saw that and I said, man, we got to chat, man. So tell me as a manager, what experiences led you to feel this way?
Cool, man. So, obviously when you're an outsider from the music industry, just as a fan, you don't know too much of the workings and whatnot, and what's really going on behind the scenes. So when I first became a manager, it was really eye-opening for me, to go deep and see how the industry really works. And obviously it's not everywhere, where there's manipulation and control and these things. But in my opinion, I just saw a lot of talent that was, being misused and mistreated because I guess you could say greed. I don't think they really appreciated the artists or, their work themselves. They were just trying to see what can I get from this person? How much can I make off this artist? You know what I'm saying?
I get it. No, I 100% agree. I think that's a piece of the game. The problem with having a person as a product, right, is the fact that your product can talk. Your product can make decisions. Your product can disagree with you. And when you base your life on the product, that product now controls your life, right?
Most definitely.
As a manager, you're probably in a situation where you're getting 10 to 25%, right? You could partner with the artist and be in a full partnership and be closer to 50%, right? But if you're a traditional manager, you're between 10 and 25%, right? So you might be at the standard 20%. Well, that means if the artist makes $100K that year, you make $20K that year. You could have worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, made $20K, yeah. That's
so
right.
When you start thinking about taking care of your family, if you have one, and as you grow older in this game, you will eventually, have, most people eventually have some type of family, either on purpose or by accident. You're going to end up with some responsibilities. Yeah. And you know, $20,000 ain't it. So a lot of times, you know, we think about the success of artists and we say, oh, but they making millions and they doing this and they doing that, and there could be a wave of that, but you know, your lifestyle typically increases as your wealth increases, as your revenue increases. Not even your wealth, your revenue, your income.
Yeah.
So check it. Let's say, you know, you're a manager, you're managing, and we're gonna dive back. I'm gonna come back, but you're a manager, you're managing
Yeah.
artists, and the artist is makes $1 million for the first 2 years. Well, you just make 200K for the
Yeah.
first 2 years. You now live in a 200K lifestyle. 200K, you know, if you're making 200K a year, the bank
Yeah.
is going to approve you for $1 million house,
That's
right?
fact. That's
Right?
a big fact. Yeah.
Right? The bank's gonna approve you for $1 million house, and you in the music game, you gotta flex. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a certain
Yeah.
look. So let's say you get that. Let's say you don't even do the $1 million house. You can do an $800,000, $500,000 house, but then you go get the $200,000 car, and you get the this, and you don't pay them all up front.
Yeah.
You got them all. You got mortgages and car notes and like everyone else in the world, right? And then that third year, that artist, you know, decides I don't want to go on the road, man. I just want to chill and be me and just want to vibe. And you're sitting there going, well, shit, I'm gonna go broke. I gotta pay my bills,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so now you
Yeah.
as the business person, you know, and I'm using a manager as an example. There's multiple business people, but you as the business person are like, shit. I put all my eggs in one basket. If I don't find another artist, I'm gonna be out on the street. I'm gonna get evicted out of my
Yeah.
$500,000 home. I'm gonna lose my $200,000 car, right? So I mean, this is these are real situations. My kid's in private school. This is like, even if you're not being irresponsible with your money, you may be responsible. My kid's in a private school. This is going on. You know, it still could, whatever. Your lifestyle is affected. So what is the outcome for you as a manager? Now you got to go get other talent, and you got to groom other talent, but you don't have time to groom a talent for a year because you need money this year. So that energy that you're feeling of, yo, Sinus 360, I need this money right now, is likely the business person saying, yo, I ain't got time to play no games. I need more control because you can't control my life and take money out of my kids' mouth, and you can evict me with your decisions. It comes from that because they've been in these situations, right? You know, artists turning down shows, artists turning down record deals. That's a new thing now. You know, artists like, I don't want to be signed. I want to do it independent. And managers going like, yo, but you can take this like $4 million deal, or even if it's not that, yo, you can take this $1 million deal, which will put $200,000 in my pocket. You turning down the $1 million deal, and now I'm broke. I didn't sign up to be broke.
Yeah.
Right. I think that is kind of what leads the other side of the conversation that no one is thinking about or talking about.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I just want to add to that though. So for me personally, right, I got into managing because my best friend was doing this music thing, and he had a lot of talent. He was putting in work. So I seen it, and I was like, you know what, bro? Like, let me help you out. How can I help you? He was like, bro, you know what would really help? Like, you know, if you could study a little bit, learn your shit, and come help me and manage me. And I was like, yo, like, I got you. So I started putting in the work, started watching videos, this, and that. And at least for me, I always kind of thought of management not as a second job, but I guess, you know, something that wouldn't make it or break it for me necessarily.
Okay.
And so, so going off that topic, as in where managers, you know, if the artist was to sign that $1 million deal, you get 20%, $200K. But I feel like a lot of managers are making those decisions, exactly as you said, based off money, you know, to take care of their expenses and whatnot. But it is also very important to think of the long term as well, and where you're going with this artist, you know, in the future and whatnot.
Yeah, that's 100% true. But the managers in business, people in business that have the opportunity and luxury really to think about the future, are the ones that either aren't making any money or having access to money, and this isn't their priority, right? So. And this is not to, this is just me cutting it real, right? Do I agree with the stuff that I'm saying that this should be how it is? The answer is no. But am I telling you a new perspective? Yes, I want you to see another perspective, right? So for the artist, for the manager that wants to make it in the game themselves, they're not in the game yet. They're passionate. They want to be a part of it. These things don't happen. You're all making decisions based off of the future because everybody's future is vested. So it's wise for an artist to partner with someone like you that is hungry on the way on the come up, that wants to grind and learn with them. The problem is that that person is not as experienced, doesn't have as much knowledge, and has to really be vested in learning and growing. And that managerial person is likely most likely a business person. And at some point in their life, in their journey, they will realize that I can make more money faster in another industry. And their passion for the music business has to keep them there, right? And so that's the decision that the artist is making. Like, are you really down for this? One, are you really down for me? Two, are we all going to grind together? It's all these things, right? Then if you go the route of someone that's more experienced, that's been through that jump already, how committed are they to being at the bottom, working their way back up again? Like in the music industry, once you hit a certain level, you don't want to go back. Because it's hard. It sucks. I made it here. I mean, think about it. Like if any career, if you was flipping burgers at McDonald's and now you're the manager, you don't want to flip the burgers no more. Like, motherfucker, I flip burgers. I'm done flipping burgers. Someone else flip these motherfucking burgers. I count the money. That's the fuck I do. I count the money, right?
Hell yeah.
That you transition. Yeah. So, there's ground level shit that they just not, that at certain levels of the game, when you get certain places, you just not down to do anymore, or even your caliber can just put you in a place where you're beyond that, right? And so in those spaces, when you're navigating that way, your deals and what you're doing is based off of your potential. The thing about deals and contracts in the game is that you're signing people off of your potential. I have the relationships and the connections to do this, that, and the third. So when I sign you, I'm signing you based off of my potential ability to do these things. Now, once I sign you, I need to know that I have full control because I've already been through the bullshit. So if I'm in a situation where you have too much decision-making power, then it can mess up the activities that I have planned.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't want to be involved. If I can't control it, I don't want to be involved. I can waste my time because to work with an artist is a full-time investment. You got to be very committed. You got to be damn committed.
Yeah, that is facts. You know what? I actually respect and appreciate that because I guess I need to kind of materialize, the wealth aspect, not even the wealth aspect, but produce off this, being a manager and actually take it a little bit more seriously. Because, once you make that into reality, you're actually able to get income off your, I guess, dream or, you know what I'm saying, side hobby, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
There's a lot of opportunity for success in management. Plus, you'll end up managing multiple acts. Then you have multiple streams of revenue. You have to juggle the fact that artists get jealous of one another and all that shit. But it's all a part of the game. It opens up opportunities. You may get a label job, which may make you excited. A label may say, "I'll pay you $250K a year to work here." You're like, "What?" And I'll give you health benefits and everything else. You're like, "What?" All these opportunities, make themselves available to you. You're sitting there like, I'm making doctor money. I didn't even go to school. Like all these things, could happen, right?
Hell yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunities. Then the artist also gets other deals. So, I remember I was doing a deal with Flow Rider, and we were doing a deal with Flow Rider where we were building out a game, right? And the purpose of the game was to create. And the Flow Rider was a racing game, and the purpose of the game was to create, I don't even know how much did we sign something? I don't know how much I can say on this shit, but in general, I can't give away the business process of the game because I'm pretty sure I signed something that says I can't talk about that part. But in short, it was a racing game that involved business outside commercial institutions where you race to the institutions for various reasons and shit, right? But it was a racing game. And the thing about it was we get to the table, my guy gets to the table as an app developer with Flow Rider through Flow Rider's friend who's doing the deal with Flow Rider's manager, right? And this deal had the opportunity to create brand opportunities where it was a multi-million-dollar project, right? Well, the manager gets to come in and say, yo, I can't say that neither. Fuck, I put my foot down. But in general, just think about the deal that I just said, right? Managers get to take part in those types of deals when they come to the table.
Okay. So
right?
it's not strictly music.
Yeah, it's not. And like managers typically when outside deals come, managers would do their own deals with the same people outside of that. So let's say I was a real estate investor and I wanted to work with your artist and I'm like, "Yo, your artist has X amount of dollars. I would love to help you out with this real estate thing. You know, you guys got the money. I'm going to go short sell houses to you guys and then hook you up with these people to help you
Yeah.
renovate them. You can flip them, put it on the market. You can say that's cool, that's dope. You know, my artists would love to do that. We would like to diversify our revenue and our income, right? That way when the touring is slow, we still make money. So as a manager,
Hey.
you structure that deal. The artist is getting paid. This is not a music deal. You don't get 20% of this. So you might partner with the
Yeah.
artist, get 50-50 of whatever the fuck you're doing, then turn
Wow.
around on your own and tell that same person, yo, I want to do my own shit too. I want to set up
That's
my
crazy.
wife and my niece. And you might turn around and do that investment real estate deal 10, 12 times without the artist.
Yeah, dude. You know what? You saying that, like, it's actually kind of crazy to me because I was thinking of it strictly from the music industry perspective. Like, this is kind of branching out and really taking advantage of those opportunities and creating different avenues and lanes.
Yeah,
You
man.
know.
Listen, man, when 50 Cent did the vitamin water deal,
hmm
right? He had a manager. The manager was Violator. It was Chris Lighty. You don't think Chris Lighty got paid,
Damn.
bro?
Nah, I don't.
Chris Lighty got paid, bro.
Damn.
Right? People got paid. Rest in peace, Chris Lighty, music industry legend, right? But as a manager, you get paid when you work those deals. You get paid, right?
Fact.
So like, there's a lot of money. And let's go back to the 360 because I'm connecting the dots here. The reason a 360 is important is because if you don't have a 360, all these other elements that I'm talking about, there's no guaranteed pay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But the thing about it is,
Yeah.
A manager is already in a 360 with the artist. The 360s have always been around. Managers always got 360.
Yeah.
The problem with the 360 is that labels were asking for it and they were asking for revenues for activities that they were not justifiably doing any work in or providing any value. Why am I giving you 10% of my shows if you're not helping to book my shows? Why am I giving you 10% of my merch if you're not out, if you're not, like, well, they're getting the merch anyway. That's a part of deals typically anyway. But, it's just, why am I giving you ancillary income when you're not doing ancillary work?
No, exactly.
That's what it came down to. That's what makes 360s bad. But if you had a label that was willing to do the work, it wouldn't even be a bad deal. It's just that most labels haven't been willing to do the work. Because you'll give it to your manager for doing the fucking work. Pay people for working. Don't pay people for not working. And that's where 360s are bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like I said, going back to the text, not all deals are bad and not everything going on. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do think there were cases, like the Uzi situation, for example, with Don Toliver and all that, or not Don Toliver, what's that dude's name, man? I'm blanking right now. I can't remember. Whoever Uzi was signed to, man, I'm blanking, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't let him release music, I feel like it kind of fucked up his fans and himself a little bit. Just small things like that, where they kind of, it's the clash between business and art. You feel me? And it's like a very thin line.
It's a thin line, man. But it's just a part of the game. It's relationships. It's people.
Yeah.
It's situations, right? If me and you do a deal together, right? If me and you do a deal together, you got a girlfriend or a wife or whatever?
Yeah, I got a girl.
You got a girl, right? If me and you are doing a business deal together and I fuck your girl, does that fuck up the deal?
Yeah, low key.
It should.
Yeah.
It fucks up the deal, right? So now, if you have access to controlling, something that I do business wise, would you be as likely to just naturally keep that shit? Like, wouldn't you want to get back at me in some type of way?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Artists do fucked up shit all the time.
That's true.
They burn a lot of bridges. And I'm not saying that's what Uzi did. I'm just saying that when I see situations, I know there's multiple sides. Like, the label could be bad, the artist could be bad, but the problem is for the consumer is that we only hear the artist side of the story. So it's always poor, helpless artists didn't know what they were doing. They ended up in a bad situation. Are there people taking advantage of artists? Yes. Are there artists manipulating the situation? Yes. Are there artists that just don't know?
Mm,
Yes.
true.
Bro, you're 19. Like, yo,
Damn,
if
damn.
I give a kid $500,000 at 19 years old and tell him, yo,
Yeah.
I want you to do your project. I want you to put together, and I want you to, remember, you got, you have to pay me back, but I believe
Mhm.
in you. I believe that you're going to make more than $500,000. So let's properly, think about how we're going to invest this money into your success. 19-year-old kid don't
Mm.
know what the fuck that means. 19-year-old kid is like, yo, mama, I made it. I'm buying you a house, right? Because I want to
Yeah.
get my mom out the hood. I want to I got to buy a chain. I got to buy a car. I got to buy this. But by
Mhm.
the time it's time to do the album, you done spent most of the budget for the album. So now we can't pay none of the dopest producers for your album. So now you wondering why you don't have the
Damn.
dopest producers on your album, because we can't afford the producers because you blew all your fucking money, right? And that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Not this was like a 90s issue, early 2000s issue,
Mhm.
not 90s, early 2000s issue, and that's the reason why now budgets are broken up into pieces. You don't get
Mhm.
your whole budget up front like you used to. Now you get an advance,
Yeah.
and then you have a marketing budget, you have a studio budget, you have a recording budget, you have all these like separate budgets for separate shit, and that's to
Mhm.
help prevent the artist from doing stupid shit. And so, like,
Yeah.
historically, man, it's like just even me working with artists. Artists are creative and talented and amazing people, man. But like most artists that I know don't have any control over their life,
Low key, I feel you heavy on that, dude. Because
right?
I was thinking solely, kind of just looking out for my artists. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We gotta look out for the artists, look out for the artists, look out for the artists. Because that's how you be thinking as like a manager. But low key, you're right. Like artists do be taking like advantage of certain situations and doing some fucked shit. So I do agree. I do agree with you on that one.
It's all the same. So when I look at a 360 deal from a label,
Mm.
I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't see it as a good
Mm.
thing. I see it as a deal. And either the deal is good
Yeah.
or bad based off of the percentages that are written in there and the commitments that are
Yeah.
assigned to those percentages. Period. Right? If everything makes sense, then it makes sense. I don't give a fuck what you call the deal. Right? If
Mm.
it makes sense, it makes sense. If it don't, it don't. Right? But
Yeah.
the idea of labels out here just taking advantage of young artists, I would
Mm.
say that there is there is truth to it, because there's good and evil in every space on both sides of
Yeah.
the coin. But
Mm.
this is the cool shit about signing to a label, man, that people don't understand. Yo, if I give
Mm.
you $500,000 right now to sign to
Yeah.
my label, you can say,
Mm.
I quit rap. I'm gonna go open up a barbershop and make some money. Fuck you.
Yeah.
There's no FDIC that's gonna give me my money back. I
That's
can't fuck up
crazy.
your credit score. Your credit score gonna be just fine. I have no
Yeah.
way of getting my money. You didn't like if you go to the bank, they're gonna ask you to put up. They're gonna ask you to put something up. You gotta put your house up. You gotta put something up in exchange. Unless you have, they're gonna vet your assets to see if you can pay it back. All this other type of shit, right? If
Yeah.
if you run off of my $500,000, I can't take your house. I can't take your car. I just got fucked,
Damn.
right?
That's actually crazy.
Like when you really think that's it. That's all there is to it. All I can do now is send some goons to your house and say where the fuck my money is. Right?
That's insane.
So when you say, man, these artists, they're screwing these artists and does that and the third, it's like, are they? They gave you free cash and asked you to do something in return. And the cash wasn't free because you licensed over, you gave up everything. Now, in reference to deals that ask artists to give up their name and their likeness and all this shit and perpetuity and all this other stuff, I don't agree with that. Like a bad deal is a fucking bad deal. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But when you look at the systems in place, the players in place, my whole argument is that it's never black and white. It's always gray because artists are not consistent creatures. And if they were, they wouldn't be any good as an artist. So they're supposed to be the way they are. I love artists for being the way they are. It's what makes them fucking money. Like if they weren't fucking crazy, no one would want to listen to them. So I fuck with that. But how do you put lightning in a bottle and keep it from fizzing out? That is the question that a business person in music is always trying to figure out.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna have to give this one to you honestly, because I've never heard that from nobody. I've never heard that perspective from anybody, and that was actually pretty mind blowing.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I was excited to have this conversation because every time I have this conversation, I love hearing the perspectives of other people in the argument. So yeah, man, I appreciate this. I appreciate this dialogue. We've definitely gone over the 10, 15 minutes for sure. And I appreciate you for creating the type of environment and conversation that was gonna make that happen, man. But thank you for the debate, my guy. Thank you for the debate, man.
Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing you, man. I appreciate all the information you're spreading, bro. Definitely appreciate, more blessings your way, man.
I appreciate you too, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, my guy.
You too, brother. Have a good
one. That was fun. I love having those just natural debates, man. If you want to get on the show, 404-442-4792. Again, 404-442-4792. Let's talk about the music business, man. Let's talk. Let's chat. I like that. I know it was the first time I just had a conversation without a question. I think that's interesting. We might need to do more of that. Just debates from individuals with their individual experiences. All right. We're at the hour mark here, and I think it's best that we put a pin in it this time, and I'll start up another series. But I want to keep going, but I kind of feel like I don't want you guys sitting there listening to these things for 4 or 5 hours, 2-3 hours. I want to create an environment where you can get your dose and keep it moving, right? So, remember, we're all on a quest to be the best, to be amazing, and in that quest, we are all searching for greatness. Hence why I call this chasing greatness, as if greatness is a thing that must be chased down and subdued. The best way to achieve greatness is to do great things every single day. And by great things is to be great, to be an example, to be exemplary of greatness in the little tedious things that you do throughout the day. And over time, it will reveal itself as great. So we're not necessarily chasing an idea. We are being true to the moment. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And every time I do this, I'm trying to give you guys every single thing that I got right here on Phase 6. I appreciate the energy. Holler at me if you need me. I'm out. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And I'm trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Check us out at www.phasevi.com. Again, that's www.phasevi.com. Beam in.